la 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 la. La 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 la. Sorry, I'm just seeing who's here, but no one's really here. But that's okay, 'cause it just started. Welcome to the Rocky Writers Group. Today, my lovely friends, we shall talk about character development, creating well-developed characters. How do I know this? How do I know how to do this? Because I've stolen the information from people who know. And that is really the basis of all success in this world. Find people who are successful and steal from them. It's delightful. It's delicious. It's lovely. How's everyone doing? How's the writing going? How's all that funky stuff going? Once again, haven't done any writing until today. But that's the whole idea, is that if I just make writing a part of my weekly deal, even if it's just for this, eventually, there will be success. I will reap rewards of immaterial natures, such as satisfaction and discipline, and maybe gold, but that's material. But gold would be nice. Today, because we're talking about characters, I've stolen some stuff. I think we mentioned this before, but let's put your character checklist. We'll talk about it briefly. Then I stole some notes from a certain author's creative writing online course, which I shall share with you. It's delicious. And then also, never really did this before, but go to the Novel Factory. Boom. The Novel Factory. And there's some worksheets that are free, and you can do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on the character development part, because I think that would be super fantastic, awesome, as they say. Sorry, I will be just periodically jumping around on the computer. Why? Because I want to. How? By clicking buttons. What? I don't know. Let's just shut this off. There we go. So, let's begin. Lesson plan 4 of NaNoWriMo. Oh, and just a heads up. 1 second. You let me know if someone... And bring it back here, the Switch. I have a munchkin here who's borrowing my Switch. But I want it. Not that I'm going to play while I'm doing this stream. That would be ridiculous. Who plays video games during a stream? Everybody. That's who. But I'm not going to do that. Put it up there. There we go. Sorry, it's just a new toy, and I'm very excited about it. See? It's like a little... And this is not relating to writing at all, but I want to go find something. Nintendo eShop. That is what I want to go to, the Nintendo eShop. And then download Pokemon Home, because I love Pokemon. What? Now I have to enter my password? Lame. Watch me forget my password. Wouldn't it be ironical if everyone was watching online and it somehow reflected in the background? And come on, click OK. Please work. Please work. And there it seems to work. And I'm looking for a certain thing. Great deals. Bestsellers. Bestsellers indeed. See, I really shouldn't be doing this, but I want to, guys. I'm sorry. Basically, it is What? Back. I want to, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. I am looking for Pokemon Home because I played a lot of Pokemon in my day. And now I have an obscene amount of Pokemon stored on various cartridges. And I don't care how, I want them now. I want to get them all off. So I'm going to download it. Yes, yes, I know it's a free download. Close. There, that's all I wanted to do. Done and done. Okay, so lesson plan 4. I'm getting all carried away here with non-writing related things. So, creating well-developed characters. I stole this from Brandon Sanderson. So thank you very much for your insightful YouTube videos. I enjoyed the last 3 books of the Wheel of Time series. Or was it 4 that you wrote? Regardless, well done to you, sir. That would not have been easy because the guy, Robert Jordan, wrote like 10 books in the series, like an epic 50-some characters that, you know, had their own little storylines, and it got a little complicated at the end, and I would not envy anyone with that task. So, anyway, so writing well-developed characters. What's the first thing he says? Can you see it? Establish empathy. Oh my goodness, what happened? What happened to this? I'm going blind. I'm going blind here. Something just went all cuckoo. Let's try this again. And oh. I don't know if I like this, people. So let's try some filters. While we're doing this live stream, I'm going to try and correct this. Don't care how. And it's not really focused either. It looks very curious and strange. That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. What happened to the focus? I look very... I mean, I look good. Don't like, let's not kid ourselves. But it does look strange. Close. Let me just try something else here. Properties. Configure video. Camera control. Where is focus? Where's focus? Focus, where are you? I want to focus. I'm out of focus. Apply. Frankly, guys, this is as good as it's going to get today. I don't know what happened, but holding up that sheet apparently destroyed the camera. And I'm afraid to do it again, to try and reset it. So anyway, let's just keep going. First thing to do with characters. Oh, it's just, I just kicked a wall. Well, welcome. Welcome. Establish empathy. Something you wouldn't know anything about. I just kicked a wall. You're not empathetic at all. You just... So when you're making a character, make them likable. It's kind of something that you shouldn't already be doing, but make them nice and people like them. Amazing. I know, it's crazy. However, I have to say, oh wait, make your character like us. Like, hey, they're just an average Joe like me. However, you don't have to do all 3 of them. They don't have to be true. You can have people who are like you, and maybe some people like them, but maybe they're not nice. Or maybe they're nice and they're like us, but maybe people don't like them. Maybe they're kind of nerds and you're... Whatevs. Then, number 2 for creating well-developed characters is establishing a rooting interest. What are we going to root for is what they're basically saying. you're going to be saying like, the character wants something, and they want something. What they want is something they can't have for whatever reason. Why can't they have it? Maybe they want to date the popular girl, but they can't do it because they're nerdy and they're ugly or something, or they're overweight. I think I'm going to do this stream in a Scottish accent, so I apologize to all the Scottish people out there. But it's just fun to do sometimes. Anyway, so they want something, they can't have it for some reason. And there's a personal connection to the plot. Like, I don't know, like, maybe there's someone who's afraid of heights, and the plot is some sort of crazy heist in the sky. They have to climb a tower to steal a jewel. So they want some, well, maybe it's, but they're basically, there's a personal connection. Like maybe the jewel is something that their father or mother found on an expedition. That's the word, expedition. An expedition to the Himalayas, and they found this gem and stole it from an ancient temple. And now those monks are coming for it. So anyway, yes, establish your rooting interest. We've got to want to root for the character. If they're not caring about anything or they're not trying to get anything, then no one is going to give a right roaring fart for it. Anyway, and of course, progress. See, I'm really afraid to show this at the screen now. Yeah, the character has to make progress. There's a flaw they have. They go on a journey. Mystery or question is involved. Will they succeed? If there's no mystery, then no one cares. Is the guy going to get a date with that really popular girl? I don't know. Let's watch and find out, or read. What is going to change? Is he going to learn a lesson, or she? And then also what this lovely Brandon Sanderson guy does, he's made like a little scale: likability, proactivity, competence. And there's like movement in those three. Maybe you have a character that has a high likability, but not a high competence. But they're active as well. So you like them because they're really likable and they're trying really hard, even if they kind of suck at what they're trying to do. Maybe then then there's somewhere for them to go. They can try harder and they get better, or maybe they stop trying that thing and try something else and they get better. And maybe while they're doing that and they're having success, their likability goes down. And then there's like movement and So I would like to suggest that. Have you ever heard of? It's like a saying. In the economy, you can have a service or product, fast, cheap, and good, but you can only pick two. So you can have it fast and good, but then it's not going to be cheap. Or you can have it fast and cheap, but then it's not going to be that good. McDonald's, something like that. So maybe this is a case of when you're making your character, they can be likable, they can be trying really hard. They can be actively trying to reach their goals, and they can be competent. But maybe you should just pick two. If you pick someone who's really good at everything, then it becomes hard to really connect, maybe. Those are like the superheroes. And even then, I think like Tony Stark, he's likable. He's really good. He's active all the time, and he's very competent at what he does. But maybe there should be like a fourth one where maybe it's like he's trying, but maybe he's not really good, or he's not working hard on the right things. Maybe. Whoa! I just shook the world. Let me do that again. That's right. I shook the world. It's pretty impressive. So, okay. Oh, and just a heads up, people. At 7:30, I'm going to have to throw up this. Ready? Ready for this? because I have to meet someone at 7:30. So anyway, then that brings us to the Novel Factory. Are we going to start our writing? Why, yes. Yes, we are, Neil. Let's see. Sorry, I just have to do my traditional checking to see who's here. See, like, oh, there is someone. Okay. So the premise, it should be possible to express the premise, central idea for your story in a single sentence. That sentence should contain the following 5 elements. Complete the circles, then write out the sentence below. Interesting. But before we start, let's start the timer. Are you ready, people? Are you ready? Let's start our writing sprint for today. 45 minutes and a go. Okay. Character. He is, well, they're always kind of a loner. Not always, but usually. So, this isn't really quite about character development yet, but I feel I should do the premise before I jump on to the other things. You know what? Actually, you know what? Let's skip that, yeah. Because listening to some people, Brandon Sanderson, I'm looking at you, said that, sometimes the plot and the situation and the conflict, that stuff can be changed if you're a good writer. I mean, you can, but it's important to have your character first, because then you know the arc that you want them to take, and then you can fit that into the story around that, versus trying to jam a character's development into the story that you've already this is the story I want to tell. Well, it doesn't really match the character that I'm writing about. I don't care. I'm going to make it work anyway. Wrong. Don't do that. Or at least that's what I've heard. Don't you agree I just kicked the wall? Yes, Neil, I completely agree. You're brilliant. Thank you. I try. Okay. Age. Well, what's a good age? You're not going to pick like a 50-year-old, because that has a limited audience appeal. I'm afraid he's going to have to be in his 20s, because Hollywood is so youth-centric. I'm disgusted by it. I'm still upset that I will never get to play Jack Kelly from the Newsies. I had like this tiny window to do it, and now I'm too old. Now I could be Mr. Pulitzer, who has a crappy song in the Broadway. The bottom line. What the heck? It's just awful. I don't know who wrote that song, but sorry, you could have done better. So I'll make my guy. He's 21. He can drink legally now in every place. Hair? Probably black. Why? Because I think this young man is from the African continent, so he's going to have black hair. Profession? He is a recycler. See, his job is to take items and break them down into their core components, core metals. So they ship him stuff, he scans it, he breaks it down into all sorts of, blocks of silver and blocks of iron or aluminum or whatever. So that's what he is. He's a recycler, because he's all conscious about the environment and stuff. He cares. Physical. Oh, he's thin but tall. Muscle issues. Weak. So walks with a cane. Missing left arm at mid tibia, femur. Oh, what's the bone that's like right here? So I'm just showing off my guns. There you go. Like this gun show? No, like this bone right here. There's these bones and then the thicker bone up here. I can't remember what it's called. I want to say tibia, but I don't think that's it. At mid, I'll just say upper bone until I do some research. So I'm not quite so, silly. Oh, wait there. Humorous. Thank you. Sorry, I wasn't watching the chat. And so thank you. And you agree that the bottom line is the worst. You know something? I just kicked the wall. I don't say this often enough, but you are a genius. You're smart because you get it. So please never sing the bottom line, though, ever. You know what you can sing? You got to make a move. You gotta. What? I can't remember. It's your song, not mine. I wasn't really paying much attention to that because I was always like freaking out about what I'm supposed to do next. So I was like, okay, am I at the campfire? Am I doing enough cooking? I don't know. Like, I got to look at her, at Fiona, and do the little googly eyes at Fiona. Anyway, family. Orphan, no, not orphan. All the great characters, at least Disney has taught me this, have to have no parents or just one parent. A nuclear family that's intact, not a great recipe for drama, except for like family drama, but what am I going to say? I mean, Luke Skywalker, no parents, lived with his aunt and uncle. Well, that's like, and then Tony Stark, parents murdered. Captain America, no father to speak of, mother never saw her. Vision, no parents. That's like really sad. Wanda and Quicksilver, parents died in a bomb. Don't I have any clue about Hawkeye? Thor, well, I guess his family was still alive. But his brother was an ice giant and not a very nice one. And don't even get me started on the Disney princesses. So anyway, we'll just say mother died in the capital during riots. She was a peace officer. Father left in grief and took son with him. Well, I hope he takes his son with him. That'd just be not very nice. It's like, oh, my wife's dead. I just have my wee little infant son. You know what? I think I'll just leave him and go. Nope. Single line summary of roles. Now this, I guess this is protagonist. This would be a good thing to do with each character. I, sadly, only made one sheet. So, whoops. I should print it out, actually. You know what? Let's do that. Excuse me as I do some tapping away. Are you ready? Let's do it. Novel idea. Novel idea. Oh, the Novel Factory. Novel Factory. Character basic info. You got to make a move. What? This doesn't look like the same thing. Something. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. I'm going to print out. Well, I need one for the antagonist. Let's make 3 more. I think that would be lovely. 1, 2, 3, and print. Oh, the printer's leaping into high gear. That's close current tab. Close. Close. And we're back. Because I really do need to flesh out. I mean, this is just very basic stuff. So, and I will have to, there's another sheet here that for some reason didn't show up, but it has a lot more information. So I'm going to have to look that up as well. But for now, the writing sprint's all about character. Summary of role. Loves tech. Curious about city. Uses his job to gain schematics to sell that's where he is at the beginning. What is he seeking, though? Like, does he want to be accepted? Does he care about people? Seeks to be normal or better than normal? So that's what he wants. That's another thing, I guess, that I didn't write. There it is. Let's put that there. This here is what they want versus what they need. What does the character want? In other words, what do they want? Very deep. Nothing to hide about that. But what do they need? What's the real thing? Maybe they want, I want to get into this elite private academy. What they need is to realize that, that there are good and bad people in all levels of society, and just belonging to the upper crust will not do anything for him. He's not going to be in a better situation. They'll just have a different set of weapons for the bad people to use. So he needs to maybe accept something, some truth. So that's what he wants. What is it? That he is he's already accepted. He's got friends. Or does he? No, he has some friends. Not a lot. But and to decide the fate of the universe, well, the world. Oh, it is 7:30. It is time for me to throw that "be back up" sign. I will be back in like less than 5 minutes. Keep writing, people. And I'm back, everyone. I know you missed me. Boom. And I'm back. Okay. What am I doing? Excuse me again. But I'm not going to put up the sign this time. I just wanted to get some more character basic sheets because I kind of wrote the main character, but I still have nothing on the antagonist, which is kind of silly. Let's just move this up a little bit. Can I move it up? Boom, there. So you can see these eyes. Look at my eyes. Okay, so flip that over. Okay, oh wait. He's the protagonist. Haven't finished the first sheet. Silly me. First name, what should his name be? Man, the fact that I'm not focused is really disturbing. I feel like I'm zoned out. Nicknames. What nickname would he have? They wouldn't be complimentary. I'll have to leave that for later. Male, his eyes brown. Nationality. African descent. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to have to do some thinking. I have a picture in my head, but like the names. Names is tough. There's actually a video that Brandon Sanderson has on naming characters in fantasy and sci-fi, which I should watch because let's face it, it's hard. I've talked about in the past about all the weird names that they have. So, the villain. Who's the villain of my piece? The villain, he's going to be in his 40s because let's face it, people who are old are evil. It's not true. It's the people who are younger who are the ones you have to look out for. Never trust anyone under 30, is what they say. Well, he is the strong. He is everything. The protagonist is not. So protagonist, thin, tall, but weak. So this guy's got to be strong, confident. Yeah, basically. I'm just doing some basic information. Just checking things out. Okay. Family. That's interesting. It's nice to divorce them from family. But like, I mean, Darth Vader, I mean, he has the kids, but he doesn't really, does he know that they're his kids at the time? I don't think so. I think he figures it out later, and they don't really go into when he knew about it, because otherwise, like, he threatens Princess Leia, and he wants to kill her, and it's like, hey, daughter, I'm your dad. Let me just destroy this planet of yours. No, I think he didn't know. I mean, he finds out later and doesn't really care, but point is, I think he would have acted differently. Because he was trying to get all Luke, like, come join us. Let's be a family and rule the galaxy. I think probably that's when he started doing that is when he found out about Leia too. I think he would have tried to recruit her to, Leia, come, use your governmental ties. We can do this. We can work together. We could be the Skywalker dynasty. So, wife, daughter, single line summary of a role. Well, road to hell paved with good intentions, because that's the kind of intentions this guy has. He's good intentions. I just want to make half the galaxy disappear because, let's face it, overpopulation is a problem. One thing, this is an aside here. Why couldn't have Thanos just said, I'm going to make everyone's reproductive process twice as slow? Like, so instead of, taking 9 months to, or maybe everyone's fertile window of fertility is halved. Like, if he just wants to reduce the population, maybe he has to do it immediately. I don't know. But he could have gone back 6,000 years and done it then, because he had the time stone. So he doesn't have to actually kill anybody. He could just go back in time, reduce fertility, jump back to the future, and the population would be down. And then he could say, hey, fertility back to normal. I've thought about this way too much. Summary of role. Mentor. Boss to female friend. I guess not boss, leader. He is the I'm going to put mentor in. Can a mentor be the antagonist as well? I'm trying to think if there's an example where someone was like mentored by someone and that person turned out to be evil. Maybe not evil, but cuckoo. First name, don't know. Last name, Brock Muscle Man. No, don't do that. I'm going to have to watch that video on names because this is male, brown. So that's a basic one of the antagonists. Now it comes time for this. I feel bad saying the love interest, but like, let's face it, most good stories have to have some sort of romance. You just got to make sure that the character isn't there just for romance. Ooh, look at this. Chairs with wheels are fun. She's going to be 21 as well. Black. What is she? Well, she's a resistance fighter. Undercover cop. She's a resistance fighter, but, and I say this in my most Scottish of Scottish accents, she's an undercover cop. A bobby? I don't know what the term is in Scotland, I'm sorry. But it's, yeah. So she's playing both sides, if you know what I mean. Pinkies up, people. That's delightful. Okay. Slim, but strong. Well, medium height. Oh, I spelt height wrong. I'm embarrassed. Does she have any scars? Does she? Scars are fun. I do like them, but I'll give her something. Yeah, I'll put a question mark. Scars? Scars? And family, all dead. Should I put except a little brother? Single, well, she is conscience. Of protagonist. You know what? She's almost kind of like the mentor as well. I'm going to put her down as a mentor and a love interest. She is there to guide him. Kind of like co-mentors, I think. And then someone is running in the library. One second. Key works in both ones. See, that's a code. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Summary of role. She mentors him in the capital, fighting, and affirms him and grows to love him, of course. Two must to choose correctly. Choose correct path. So there's going to be a point where he's like, I have these two people I'm really close to, and they're both telling me different things. Who am I going to follow? The really awesome guy or the beautiful girl who might let me kiss her if I listen to her? What to do? Chances are it's not a very hard decision. Obviously, first name, last name, nickname, no clue. Female. Brown. I feel confident with that. So I got 3 good characters. Well, good is relatively speaking. TheCloudish. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier. I'm such a fool. I'm a fool. How are you doing? I'm supposed to yell, shh, and so I will, but I won't yell it. I'll be quiet. How are you? Tell me what you are writing today, TheCloudish. I was writing. But now that you're here, I want to just talk to you. How are you? What are you? Are you writing anything? Because we're talking about character development. Lay on your wisdom. Or is there anything that you'd like to share? Well, thank you for coming. It's nice that someone has come because I just kicked the wall as been the only one here. And I mean, it's like talking to a wall. Am I right? Ouch. You have wisdom. Relax. You're delightful. You're just quiet sometimes. But have you been doing any writing? Oh, halfway through a novella. Decided to get back to writing and struggling to start. Amen. I get that. I love planning and plotting, but sitting down to actually do the writing, difficult. So hence what this is for. I got like 6 chapters into a book and I thought, ooh, you know what? I kind of want to work on a screenplay. And so here we are, starting all over again. What is your novella about? Quickly, if you could sum it up in a sentence. Or 2 sentences. I'm not picky. I will try and think about my premise for this situation. Okay, situation. Okay, character, a recycler, but he's, weak. Physically not a very strong guy, but, smart, a smart whip of a young man. But, that's not what the ladies love. And so he's feeling a little, no one loves me. Let's not get into it. Okay, situation. Sorry, if you're wondering, go to the Novel Factory. You see that up there? Oh, no, wrong way. Novel Factory. If you look it up, they have a lot of worksheets for you. And they're fun to do worksheets because it helps you kind of work things out. The situation is reconstructs a highly classified object wanted by both sides of a conflict. Leader of city and leader of rebellion want it and will kill for it. Disaster. What's the disaster of this? The disaster. Well, what is the disaster? Is the disaster that he recreates it or learns what device does? See, I don't know if I'm confusing the situation with the disaster. Is the situation just like what is the deal with when he starts out? Is that the initial, his kind of everyday normal? I don't know, disaster. Learns what the device does. A choice. I'm going to leave those in question marks. Objective. Keep the device safe. That's his objective. He just I got to make sure the wrong people don't have it. I don't know who the wrong people are yet. Well, I know, but he doesn't know. Do you want me to tell you? It's the elves. They're the wrong people. There are no elves in this story, so it doesn't matter. Do, do, do. Boom. And then further on in the novel factory is the skeleton. So this kind of helps you. It's using I can't even remember. The hero's journey. That's it. Introduction to the protagonist's world, call to action, crossing the threshold. Mentor teaches the lead. First challenge, temptation, dark moment, final conflict, return home. So there's lots of stuff there. So if you're struggling, TheCloudish, why don't you download it and do some work. Fill it in. There's another, I have it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry for this yet again distraction, but because it is a screenplay that I'm fiddling around with, it brings me to a sheet of paper that I printed out. I just need to find it. Have you all heard of Save the Cat? Yes, Neil, we've totally heard of it. It's the greatest thing in the beginning of the world. Yes, it is. Well, I can't. It's all... Basically, yes. There's lots of information from Save the Cat. There is a plot your novel with Blake Snyder's Save the Cat beat sheet. So that's what I'm going to do. And it involves breaking it down by scene. However, what I'm going to do first, I think, is the skeleton, which sounds scarier than it actually is. Oh, here he is. TheCloudish is sharing. Well, where do you download it before I get and actually read your thing? You have to go and look up the Novel Factory. I'm going to just get you the... What? What? Is this it? I don't even know if this is it. I don't want to give you the wrong... Let me see. The Novel Factory. Oh, it's... Yeah, novels. Here. Oh, what am I talking about? It's right on the top of the page. I'm a fool. Let me write... Novelsoftware.com. There. Hopefully that will bring us to the right page. There we go. And there's some free resources. Or so they claim. For all I know, maybe it like asks for your soul. Okay, sorry, I just had to do that. Now back there. So, fantasy, basic concept is paladins versus cursed knights. Magic is cast through prayers and cursing. It's the main character at the end. Spoilers! Discover that magic is magic. Interesting. So it's almost like magic is science in a sense. That it's like it doesn't care who uses it. It's not like someone's listening and, yes, I'll answer those prayers. And, oh, no, I'm going to ignore that person. No, it's like... Actually, I was not really pondering something similar, but that what if magic, like the spells, really just worked because it was auditory? Like you created the right sort of vibrations in the space-time continuum or something, or some fabric. And it only worked because, you know, it created the right combination. And the words itself were meaningless. So if you could just come up with something very similar in, like, then magic would work for everybody. That was one of the thoughts I had. Then it was just a matter of, you know, you could record yourself talking and then you could play the recording back and it would cast a spell, which would be kind of cool. Anyway, I like it. So the second book will be an event. Of course, words are meaningless. Are they? Are they? Yeah, they are. So they just want to do something in that. So it's like, how does the intent figure into it? If someone wants something, like I want to cast a spell to do something, it's just the fact that I want it to do it is enough. It's like your brain power is enough to do it. I don't know if You know the rules of this world. I don't. So that's interesting. I'm intrigued by this, and so I shall request a draft of your play, or not play, your novella. No, you don't have to send me it. But it is intriguing, because I like that idea, where like, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that I've thought about in like D&D, because I know I Just Kicked the Wall plays, she's like a D&D fiend, where you're supposed to get your powers from whatever deity you worship or whatever, but that you don't really seem to be involved in that at all. You could actually remove them entirely. And yeah, it's intriguing, like that magic just works, like science works. And I think that's a cool idea. Explore it. So anyway, if you go to their website, they have some good resources. What's the other one? Actually, I'm going to give you another link. What is it? Derek Murphy. I like this. Also, I'm just copying another lovely thing here. Boom. Send message. This is another. That is a plot outline that I thought was helpful as well. It breaks down a novel into 24 chapters, and you can go through it, and it kind of takes you on a whirlwind adventure of plotting this. So, oh my goodness, I've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Ooh. Sure. That's what, if you want to drop it off, or maybe set you up in stream so you can read it to us. Or drop it off, whatever you're more comfortable with. But it'd be fun to read. Because, hey, you say it was 8 years ago. I read the stuff that I wrote last week, and I don't like it. So you're not alone, my friend. Introduction to the protagonist. See, now I'm going to do the skeleton right here. I know it's talking about character development, but we've kind of already done this. And so now I'm just trying to move on. Because I do kind of want to do some writing instead of plotting, even though I know that I should be doing more plotting. Introduction to the protagonist world. Outpost. Capital. Far away. City. Ruling powers are must be destroyed. Call to action. Finds an ancient device and scans it. See, in this world, don't just say do it. Okay, I won't say it. Also, facts at noon. No, hey, I think it's just getting in the habit. Even if you don't like what you're doing or what you're writing, even if what you're writing is crap, I'm just trying to get in the habit. And I suppose if you could say, hey, read lots of books, watch lots of movies, understand stories. I like watching lots of movies and TV shows. Actually, that's one thing that I've noticed. Oh, a minute left. Not a big deal. Love American television. I'm not afraid to say it. Everyone else does too. But so, like I've watched, because my wife has introduced me to British television. And even though some of it is very strange and weird, it definitely is better, like snappier dialogue, or just is set up different. That it's a little strange to me. It's not quite so rote, it feels like. So when I'm watching like an American show now, it seems very soap opera-ish. Like the way it's cut, and I just can't go back to my job, Bill. When I got shot in that leg, I lost more than a lot of blood. I lost my courage. Like there's kind of that looking off into the distance and exposition about what's going on, your inner dialogue. So sometimes it's the subtext. Like when we talk in real life, we don't talk about all that stuff. So I think British television does a better job of the subtext and doesn't explain so much. Like, ooh, I'm going to this movie. I'm excited. That might be enough. Maybe in American television, it's like, hey, I'm going to this movie. This lead actor has been part of my life. I've grown up with them, and they make me feel safe, or they make me laugh when life is difficult. Say, okay, no, we don't need to know that. Just that you're happy. Anyway, sorry. Well, it's good that you read lots of books. I need to read more. I read lots of nonfiction stuff these days, but I need to read more fiction. So I'm not going to learn better storytelling when I'm learning about gardening or raising chickens. Jamie Foxx, it was the worst thing I've seen in a long time. Oh, I haven't seen the show, but I think I know what you're talking about. Isn't he like, his dad's a pastor? Or no? There was I can't remember. But I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, let me just shut off the countdown timer, because that's done. That's done, my friend. Yeah, I'm going to have to, there's like some sitcoms that are just bad. Okay, yes, it is the sitcom I'm thinking of. I just saw the promo for it. And I must say, like, Jamie Foxx is amazingly talented. Like, the guy can sing, dance. He can definitely act. He's done some great movies. Ray Charles was one that he was in. And what was Showgirls? He was in Showgirls. I enjoyed him in the remake of Annie. Like, he's a good actor. And then you think, who are these writers? Who are these writers that have got a job? And yet you and I, Cloudish, and I just kicked the wall if you're still listening. I don't know if you're playing with your budgie or whatever, parakeet. I bet we could do as good, if not better job. But for some reason, we're not down in Hollywood snacking on sushi in a writing room making $100K a year. But let's change that. Yeah. I don't think I'd eat. Well, I love sushi, but I'm not sure. You're not so good at comedy? Well, it's okay. What about procedural? A criminal one? Or maybe there's like the Six of Crows Netflix series, fantasy epic. Hey, man, we can do it all. We're multi-talented. I think I could do comedy, maybe. Sometimes I'm funny, intentionally. Usually it's unintentional. But, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the world brings to our doorstep. After I finish the script and sell it for 6 figures, and with that money, I buy a tractor. No, I want to buy a tractor. I already have a tractor. I want to buy a bucket. Got a short story published for... What? Well, yes, I agree with you. I just kicked, well, you are good at comedy. No, I'm not really funny. It's what I tell myself so I don't cry myself to sleep at night. But I'm interested in TheCloudish. You got a short story published based on real... Where can we find this? I'm intrigued. Give us the name of the publication. Is it in like a little, Yeah, I'm intrigued. You can send me a link or something to that, because I think that's impressive. I write stuff and then I never send it out. I had like 6 full, like done screenplays, and I've never sent any of them out because I read them and I think, oh man, these are so bad. I could do so much better. Even though other people say, oh man, these are really good. These are funny or scary or whatever. I've written in various genres trying to, doesn't matter, man. Australia, short published run, like that's more than I've ever done. So kudos to you. If you have a copy laying around, yeah. We could add it to the library. You could have your book in a library. So that's what I think you should do. Do it. If you want. I'm not going to pressure you. But anyway, what time is it? It is time probably for us to shut things down because it is past 8 and things are getting dark. I start to get scared at night. I need to get home and be safe from the wolves. It's cold and there are wolves after me. I have taffy version. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to do a Google search. Paste. Don't know what that is. Oh, virtual and face-to-face teaching delivered in a socially responsible manner. So I think I found it. Technical and further education. Is that what you're talking about? Yes. And you've gone to like school and yeah. See, I'm impressed. You are now my mentor, TheCloudish, because I want to go back to school. Haven't done it. You've gone to like technical school. You have stuff published. I don't. I keep it all locked up in a file on my computer. So maybe you should be doing this, and I will be watching you next time, which I'm totally okay with if you want to come and take the reins for an episode of the Rocky Writers Group. What about you? I just kicked the wall. Do you want to take over for an episode? We could have like a rotating. I'm sure you're not lame. I'm sure it's, yeah, no. You'd be fine. If people can stand me, if I can do this, I'm sure you'd be fine. But anyway, yes, it is time to go. I'm shutting this down. Thank you guys for coming. Just work on your stuff. Just write it. And I think that would be funny if one of, well, not funny. It would be good. So maybe that's what we should do. We should take turns. Fare thee well, all you beautiful people. And I'm going to stop streaming so I can get other stuff done. You're beautiful. See you next week.